Welcome to A Magical Life, Health, Wealth and Weight Loss. I'm your host, Magic Barclay, lead practitioner at Holistic Natural Health Australia and #1 best-selling author. In this podcast, I aim to give you practical tips on how to accelerate and sustain your health, increase your financial, spiritual and emotional wealth, and to look at something that haunts many of us needlessly, weight loss. In some episodes, I'll have guests available to give you even more tips, but in others, the floor is yours. Drop us a line at A Magical Life Podcast on Facebook and let me know what you would like to know more about. Now, sit back and enjoy, because it is time for you to create and truly discover a magical life. Welcome back to A Magical Life. I'm your host, Magic Barclay, and today we have a listener question. What can I do to reduce my stress? Okay, we've talked about this before a lot on this podcast, and my top tips here for reducing your stress are find something that you love to do, whether it's gardening, playing with the cat, walking the dog, Scrabble with the kids, whatever it is, tapestry, reading, singing. Like, I don't care what it is, but find something that you love to do. Any time that you feel stress rising, go and do that thing for about 10 minutes. It's enough to bypass the brain and get your brain functioning back in a pattern where it doesn't feel threatened. So your reptilian brain is not under threat, where your limbic brain can attach a positive or really nurturing emotion to it, and where your logical brain says, yep, this works for me. The second tip I would have is look at what kind of stress it is. Is it acute stress? Is it stress that's happening right here, right now? If so, how long do you think it's going to last? Is there something you can do to bypass that stress? Is it episodic stress? Stress that, has its waves, basically. When I talk to a certain person in my life, I get episodic stress. And so I reduce how much I speak to them. Why? Because I know it triggers me. I know that I'm going to feel not so great after it, but I realize it's a part of my life and it's something I have to deal with. But I can also see there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This person is not in my life every day, just someone that fades in and fades out. Episodic stress could be payday as well. You know it's going to happen every couple of weeks, and you know you've got to prioritize your bills. So make a list. Take the stress out of it on payday, and that feeling of, oh my God, my pay went in this morning and at lunchtime I'm broke. Actually look at where you're spending your money. Actually look at what can be scheduled on a different day, so it's not all one big whack for you. And the other type of stress is called chronic stress. Now, that's what a lot of us are dealing with daily at the moment, and that is stress that is constant, stress that just continues and grows and has an exponential effect on you. So understand what type of stress it is. So the first one is do something you love. The second is understand what type of stress it is. And the third one is share the load. If you're stressed out and you've got someone that you know you can speak to them. Just say, I need to reach out. I need some help with this. Can I just talk to you about this? What you'll find is by sharing the load that you will actually feel better just by talking it out. Now, this is not talk therapy. You're not being insulted by the stress time after time. What you're doing is actually detaching from it. You're uncoupling from the emotional charge by sharing the load. So they're my top 3 tips in how to reduce your stress. This question came from Julie. Thank you very much, Julie, a long-time listener. I appreciate your question. Don't forget, pop onto Facebook and check out A Magical Life podcast. Send through a message with any listener questions that you may have. Some of them are short and sweet like this one, and some we go into more depth. Of course, you can check us out at the Facebook page. For anyone who's looking to be a guest, you can find us on Podmatch or just find us on Buzzsprout and have a listen to our previous episodes. Coming up in episode 72, I have Robert Riopel talking about always live with passion. Can't wait for that episode. Absolutely fantastic guy, and you'll get so much out of that. For now, thank you for listening. Thank you, Julie, for your question. Go forth and create your magical life. Thanks for listening today. Please subscribe to hear future episodes, leave a review, and share this podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at A Magical Life Podcast or at Holistic Natural Health Australia. That's holistic with a W. You can find us on Instagram at Holistic Natural Health or at www.holisticnaturalhealth.com.au. That's where you'll access all sorts of articles, freebies, and more.